the go button. Here we are. We are doing Blind Date with a Book. Let me share my screen so I can show you all the fun and excitement we're going to do. If I can, there it is. Okay, here we are. Blind Date with a Book. What's the title? We're not telling you. Who's the author? That's the only part you're going to know. What's the story? You're going to hear a little snippet of it tonight, but to get the whole story, you're going to have to buy the books. Tonight, we're going to show you 3 exciting snippets from books. The authors are going to remain a mystery. You're going to have to guess. As we're reading, I'm going to throw up a poll. In fact, yeah.
Careful.
Let me throw, I know, carefully. So, first of all, here's the first poll that we're going to launch. This is our We're Curious poll. Just for the next couple of seconds, go in there. I probably should have thrown this up earlier, but I forgot because I was having so much fun. So go ahead, go up there, answer these 2 questions real quick, and we're going to get on with our thing here. So first, let me stop sharing my screen. Okay, then in just a couple of minutes, I'm going to make this poll go away, and I'm going to start a new poll, which is going to be really exciting because you're going to get to guess which book goes with which author. What do you get if you answer the right question? Bragging rights. We're giving away books later, but if you match the author with the book, you get bragging rights. Put it on the Facebook page, all over social media. It'll be fun. All right, you ready? Here we go. We're going to start with Miss Chelsea Gwine.
I felt in my heart I was going to be first.
It's ladies first. That's how we do this in America, right?
Do we?
So Chelsea's going to start reading first. And everybody get your thinking caps on, listen to her story, and see if you can match it with the book. Ready,
All right.
Chelsea? You've got 5 minutes.
All right, so at this point of the story, there has been a lull.
No, don't do that.
No?
Don't do that. Just read it.
I'll see. This is why you shouldn't make me go first.
No, you don't want to give away too much. Just read.
Okay. The midnight game is a pagan ritual used to punish those who broke in pagan law. There's a chance of danger or death for those who choose to play the midnight game. It's highly recommended that you do not play the game. But for those seeking a thrill or willing to tempt the occult, there are a few simple rules. Instructions. The game must begin at exactly 12 a.m. The required materials include paper, a drop of the player's blood, candles, lighters, and salt for each player. Step 1. Write your full name on a piece of paper and add 1 drop of your own blood. Step 2. Turn off all the lights. At your front door, place your piece of paper. Light your candle and place it on top of the paper. Step 3. Knock on the door 22 times, with the final knock ending at exactly midnight. Open the door, blow out your candle, and close the door. You've allowed the midnight man into your home. Step 4. Immediately relight your candle. The game has started. You have until 3:33 a.m. to avoid the midnight man. You must move around with your candle to prevent him from finding you. If your candle goes out, the midnight man is near you, and you must relight it within 10 seconds. If you are unsuccessful, surround yourself with a circle of salt for protection. You must remain in the circle until the end of the game. Failure of both of these steps will result in being the victim to the midnight man. He will leave your home at 3:33 a.m. In addition, indications the midnight man are near include a drop in temperature, a black figure moving in the shadows, and soft whispering. It's advised that you move from the area to avoid him. Important, do not turn on any lights, do not use a flashlight or a phone, and do not go to sleep. And definitely do not attempt to provoke the midnight man. Alex looked around the group eagerly, trying to gauge everyone's reactions. Well, what do you think? It may give you an opportunity for some footage. For your project, Charlie, it could be like the movie The Blair Witch. We could post it on our blog. It'd be our very own Mythbusters. Charlie laughed. Well, come on, James chided, his eyes sparkling with secret mischief. These are some pretty basic rules. No sleeping, you can only use a candle, you can't stay in the same room, and don't let the midnight man catch you. He paused, his eyes scanning the tablet screen. Or else, apparently this game could end in torture or death if the rules are broken, he chuckled. Alex nodded eagerly. The post is an old one from Reddit, but there's similar stories on Creepypasta, YouTube, and a ton of other horror blogs. People say it can get really scary. This sounds pretty serious, Whitney muttered, toying with her braid again. Nikki shivered. Yeah, I'm not feeling this one. Talks of torture and death, not to mention using your own blood. We've done stuff like this before, Sydney offered, tapping her glass anxiously. I mean, none of them required blood, but Alex tucked the tablet into the drawer. Really? I thought you would all be so excited. This is probably some ghost story to make an internet meme, but it could be the real deal. Yeah, little girls, James grinned, cracking his knuckles. Leave the spooky stuff to us. Darren brushed back his hair, giving one of his most winning smiles. Count me in. Well, this is Charlie's party. Nikki slid her gaze over to her friend. Charlie glanced at Sydney. Her knuckles were white as they grasped her wine glass tighter. Nikki and Whitney were both watching her with wide, uncertain eyes. Guess it's my choice. Why the hell not? It might be fun. James and Darren high-fived, and Alex sent Charlie a satisfied nod. Is your extra equipment still upstairs? Everyone can help with the setup. Yeah, some of my old cameras are upstairs in the spare bedroom. Guess it's a good thing I haven't finished packing. What about candles? Whitney asked. You sure we'll have enough? Sydney paused, calculating silently. I think so. I haven't gone through all of the boxes. We have a couple decorative votives from Christmas for sure. And salt, the rules say everyone should have salt on them. Sydney glanced at Charlie for assurance. I know we have a thing of Morton in the cupboard, and James has a margarita bucket with salt, Madison offered. Darren rubbed his hands together eagerly. Sounds like we have everything. Let's do this. Wait, Sydney called as everyone began to shuffle out. Let's not use the study. Everyone's things are in there, and absolutely no one touches the master bedroom. She gestured down the hall opposite the kitchen. Upstairs should be okay. Straight up the stairs and immediately to the left is my bedroom. In the middle of the hallway is the bathroom. Alex quickly scribbled out a layout on his napkin. I put X's where the cameras can get the best angles. I figured the basement's empty enough. You don't need a drawing of that. He waved to the far corner of the living room. If we sit up there, we should cover the majority of the room and just the archery of the kitchen. The group dispersed, leaving behind Sydney and Charlie to a now quiet living room. Sydney tucked a strand of her long hair behind her ears, shifting nervously. Are you sure about this, babe? The couple jumped apart upon a loud thud to their left. James was grinning with the white bucket at his feet. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, he winked. Is that road salt? James shrugged. Figured the bigger the salt, the better protection. I saw this out in the garage when we first got here. Charlie chuckled. Whatever makes you feel safe. Just be sure to divvy the salt evenly for everyone. Once he left, Charlie shrugged. This is all in good fun, right? Come on, we better go help set the cameras up. That was it.
Oh my gosh, what a great job.
Thank you.
You did it at exactly 5 minutes. The minute
Did you read?
took the
Did she read the
breath
whole book?
the minute you took a breath after it stopped, the thing went off. I don't know if you heard the dog bark. He was barking at
You
the
know,
thing. So
for
good
those
job.
watching, that should make it even creepier that this came in at exactly 5 minutes.
Exactly 5 minutes.
And then the dog started barking.
Exactly. And when the candle lights behind her, I'm leaving.
Loki starts moving.
Well done.
Thank you.
Your theater coach would be very proud of you.
I would hope so. Thanks everyone in the chat.
Don't anybody leave. We're giving away books at the end. Okay, ready? Andy, you get to read next.
Okay.
Remember, don't tell anybody what you're reading. Don't set it up.
I'm
Just
gonna start
read.
reading.
Just
Whenever you
start
say.
reading. Okay, hold on. I gotta turn my thing back on because the dog messed me up. Okay, ready?
Ready.
Go.
No buts. If you're gonna just stand there while I sacrifice myself, then this will be pointless. Ember wanted to protest further, but Val reached out, caressing her cheek. It'll be fine. I'm gonna find out what happened to Janus. Her breath caught in her throat at the sound of his name. She had lost him and was about to lose Val, her closest confidant. It didn't seem much like a world she wanted to live in. Val, on the other hand, seemed confident enough for both of them. They walked slowly forward, hobbling at Val's pace. The shadow made no move to advance on them as they closed the distance. It remained steady. As they walked closer, Ember distanced herself from Val until their arms were outstretched, only connected by their interlocked fingers. She tried to focus on the predator at the end of the lane. When she focused on Val, the tears welled in her eyes. I don't know if I can do this. Ember tried to hide the whimper, but it slipped through. She felt the fingers knotted with hers squeezed gently. Of course you can. Val's voice was choked, but still clear in the cool air. You kind of have to. I don't want to say goodbye. It's almost worse than not getting to. Then don't. Val sniffled as they continued their walk forward at a slow shamble. I'll see you later, Em. Ember's brow furrowed, then it set in. She wanted to make things better, but the gesture made it all the worse for her. Val should have been short for Valiant, not Valentine. She was the hero of the hour, and no one would know but Ember. That was when it clicked. Ember had to carry on. She had to survive, not for herself, but for the others. She had to make it through this ordeal to be able to tell the story of how it happened and how courageous they were in fighting against the unknown set against them. She clenched Val's fingertips, looking across the bridge their arms made. The tears dried up for one long moment as they smiled at each other. Ember said the only thing she could think to. Hurry home. I'll be waiting. Their fingertips slipped away from each other's grasp as they continued to walk together, each step forward leading Ember further away from her friend as Val walked on, closing the distance between herself and her end. Ember slowly made her way around the widest turn of her life, closing her eyes and only occasionally letting them peek open. She didn't want to tempt herself into turning around. She didn't want to tempt the shadow into changing its direction either, so she didn't quicken her pace like she desperately wanted. She didn't make it a full block before it began. It felt like the sun opened up in the middle of the street, brighter than the first time. She didn't turn around. She clenched her fists, balling them up over her ears as she tried to squeeze the light out of her eyes. She didn't want to hear the screaming any longer, but it persisted until there was nothing. When the light closed up, returning the world to its own comparable darkness, Ember realized that Val's was not the only scream. Again, she had found herself screaming in horror at the happenings around her, but at least this time she had managed to run. She continued to run at a frantic pace, not stopping until she was safe at home. She locked the door, collapsing on the other side of it, afraid to say another word. Tears did their speaking for her, wetting her cheeks and finding their way down her face. She lay in a heap for a long time, wishing that she hadn't seen anything, hadn't known anything. If only she could go back all those years, rewinding the clock to that first moment when, was she invited? Had she been selected? She had no recollection of how it all happened. If only she could take it back. This, of all moments, she wished she had a normal, mortal life where she could have lived, loved, and died and never been forgotten long before this ordeal ever took place.
Hey, oh my gosh, 55 seconds to spare. Good job, Andrew. Yay. Well done. Yay.
Big fan. Big fan.
Okay. All righty. Chris, are you ready for this?
I'm ready, and you're going to know if I screw up at any given point because my face says it all.
All right, here we go. Everybody, keep in mind what those book covers were, and I'll let you guess in just a moment. Okay, you ready, Chris?
Ready.
Go.
Hey, Martha, another voice spoke, a man's voice. The usual, please. Whoever had come in, Martha threw her arms around him, stayed that way for several long seconds, and then she was off to the kitchen, leaving Daniel finally able to see the newcomer. An Asian man, who had to be about 15 years younger than himself, stood just inside the doorway and peered straight at Daniel. He was very striking, with his short black hair combed slightly to the left, and his tanned skin almost made his eyebrows invisible. A hint of puffiness in his cheeks gave him character, along with full lips, gentle eyes, and ears that stuck out a bit from his head. He wore a black shirt with tan pants. Again, no labels. Don't make eye contact. You'll have nothing to do with him. Okay, where had the warning come from? The tone of the voice was very different from the one earlier that told him to keep calm. The first voice had suggested peace and offered guidance. The second sounded demanding, calculating, ominous. Not a good change. Daniel immediately turned his head and made the best of his peripheral vision. The man continued to stare without being the least bit discreet. Did they know each other? Maybe this person had woken up like he had, with no memory. No, that didn't follow. The man knew Martha and had even asked for the usual. He started to get the feeling that perhaps they actually had met before because the guy's gaze never left Daniel's direction. The man's mouth dropped open, then shut, then opened, then shut again. How awkward. Daniel, not wanting to make waves or cause an issue, turned his attention back to his Verner's float and took another sip. Martha would be back soon, and it was best to ignore whatever was going on or make anything even more awkward. Besides, it was unlikely this person could help him. Daniel started it out. Anyone could. He'll hurt you. Someone would hurt him? Instinctually, he knew the voice spoke the truth, but something rang false at the same time. Still, if hurt could be avoided, he'd do whatever he had to. Daniel held his breath as the younger man began taking slow steps toward him. He'd have outright panicked if the man had come toward him at a regular stride, but only because a stranger had been staring at him so intently. The place was empty, so why did the guy even have to approach him? He could sit anywhere else. Why wasn't he? He'll like hurting you. Hi. Daniel couldn't help but look up at the newcomer since he'd stopped right next to the booth and spoken. It would have been rude to ignore him. The man smiled and used a very gentle tone, both of which felt purposely disarming. As with Martha, it might even be called kind. Regardless, Daniel flinched, which he was sure the man noticed. It would have been almost impossible not to. I'm Tam, the young man introduced himself, then grew quiet, likely waiting for Daniel to respond. Don't tell him your name. Tam? The easiest way to get out of having to introduce himself was simply to repeat what the other man said, but as a question. It's Vietnamese and means no. Tam smiled wider, glanced up at the ceiling, then looked back down. I'll tell you another day. Daniel stared at the younger man's face and felt his mouth drop open. How was it possible Tam had, that they both had the same? What were the odds, and what did it mean? What? Tam asked after several moments of silence. Sorry, Daniel mumbled. Nothing. Well, it's obviously something, Tam pressed. Please tell me, I'd really like to know. Daniel fought the urge to stand up, push past the stranger, and run back into the terminal as fast as his legs would carry him. He wanted to. He really wanted to. I saw the scar on your chin when you looked up. His voice was a little above a whisper. It almost matches yours. Tam pointed to Daniel's chin. That's some coincidence, huh? How did you know I... Daniel's voice trailed off, and he instinctively rubbed the area where his own scar was. How did you get yours? I don't know yet. How about you? He didn't know yet. How could he not know? Unless, of course, Tam suffered from some kind of memory loss. The man's smile never faded, which quieted the voice inside Daniel's head a little. Why was he focusing so much on this man's smile? I don't remember.
Well done. 43 seconds to spare. Yay!
Did it?
Well done. Well done. Thank you, all three. Such great reads. I've read all of you, so I knew what was coming, but well done. Yee. So thank you again for reading. Now we're going to play our silly little game. Let me throw the poll up here first. First of all, before I throw the poll up here, let me share my screen with you.
That middle button.
Yeah, that middle button. There we are. There are our secret covers.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, everybody, there's the poll. Everybody, 3 questions. Who wrote the book? Book 1, book 2, book 3. Match it with the author and go. Andrew, can you give us some thinking music?
Near, 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 near.
I've got at least one right.
Yeah, you do need one right, maybe. Huh. I think that we need to take this time to say how great it is and for everybody to remember how many more of these we've got this month. This has been a fantastic kickoff. And if you compare this to the last one, this is only going to grow. Think about it. Last virtual book fest, we had 10 or 12 people. We've got over 30 people right now. And yesterday we did as well. So, you know, just look, see what interests you, and I'm pretty sure it'll all interest you. And sure you get
if anybody has any reservations about coming to any of these, again, tell your friends and family they're all free, except for the 6 workshops, which are $2 a piece, which honestly, guys, it's just for the Zoom costs. And we're just having a blast. I'm giving away free books. The authors have been so generous about donating them so that we can make this so much more fun. We have contests going on. Everybody who wins a free book at one of these events, there's 24 events during the month. We're only taking 4 days off. If you win a book, check inside the book, and you might get either a golden ticket or a silver ticket. The golden ticket means you'll win a Kindle Fire 7 tablet. The silver ticket means you'll win a Blood in the Rain gift pack from author Jacob Bullen, and he has donated 2 of the books in the series and a long sleeve hoodie sweatshirt that's super cool. So watch for those tickets inside the books that you win. It's just an extra added bonus for coming to these events and being here to support our authors. Okay, everybody, I'm going to stop the poll. We're going to end this poll. Going to take a look. There are the poll responses right there. Does everybody see all those?
No,
No.
Let's see.
oh, we still see your PowerPoint.
Oh, there it is. Ta-da. See a little button says share the poll results. Yeah. Okay, so there are the results of our poll. Just for fun,
That's
let's go over
hilarious.
here. Isn't this fun?
I just think it's funny that book 2, it's almost even.
So,
Hey, I
No,
won
no.
2 of them.
I think we should say, who does number 2 work for, right?
yeah,
See?
That's hilarious. It just
isn't
it's
that
funny.
awesome?
I love this.
This
love
is,
this.
I like this so much better than when I did the first day, Andrew. I'm sorry I didn't do it for you, but here we go.
Okay, we still like you.
Oh, good. Okay, you ready?
Ready.
Let's now that we've taken a look at the results, let's take a look at the right answers. Here we go. But wrong ones. There's the right answers. Andy Lockwood wrote At Calendars, and Chelsea Guang wrote The Midnight Man, and Christopher Gale wrote Falling Awake, which is the first in a trilogy. Check that out. So nice job, everybody who got it right. If you got it right, go on Facebook, brag about it, because you know that's going to get more people to come back and play our game tomorrow. And now we're going to do, if I can figure out how to do this, we're going to do the spinny wheel of happiness. Now, I put everybody's names on the spinny wheel of happiness at the beginning of the meeting.
Whoa.
So can you all see the spinny wheel now?
Yes.
Yes? Okay,
That's
good.
a lot of people.
And
Look at all them there people. They're going to be
Yes.
dizzy.
Lots of people. If your name doesn't show up on the spinny wheel, it's because you didn't register ahead of time. So I couldn't prep. See, this is why you got to register ahead of time. So you get your name on the spinny wheel of happiness. Okay, here we go. We're going to spin the spinny wheel 4 times.
Whoa,
Ooh.
this many.
4 times. So here we go. Ready? Ta-da! It doesn't have any sound because I'm wearing headphones.
Clickety,
But
clickety, 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 click, 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 click.
Scott Rutherford, you're winner number 1. Isn't this fun? So much fun.
Scott.
Scott, you're winning a copy of Christopher Gare's Falling Awake. Congratulations. Yay! Okay, we're going to go back and we're going to spin the spinny wheel of happiness a second time. If I can get it right. Can I? Okay, do you guys see it again?
Yep.
Yes, we do.
Oh, I'm doing this screen share so well now. Okay, ready? Here we go. Spinning wheel of happiness.
Bangity, 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 bang, 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 bang.
Mark Bello.
Woo!
This is Mark's second win. Mark won a book during our first event on the 1st. And this is the wonderment, is that if you come many times, you get more chances to win. Mark wins a copy of The Midnight Man from Chelsea Guine.
I just
It's
think
so
Mark is
good.
so special. So special.
So special. The best. It's
Okay.
signed too, so even more special.
Yeah.
Love it. It's so special.
Okay, here we go. Spinning wheel number 3. I really wish, you know, this is so much more fun when I'm not wearing headphones because it's got circus
Bang,
music.
get a bang, get a bang, get a bang.
And Tim, oh, you are winner number 3. Yay! Congratulations. Tim wins a copy of Andy Lockwood's At Calendar's Ends. This is a really big book.
And
It's got
some
Holy
12
smoke.
You could
This is
hurt
so
somebody
cool.
with
Well,
it.
it's 12 novellas put together.
It's 12 novellas in an omnibus. It's awesome.
It's like
And it's a really good, it's a
126,000
really good
words.
story.
126,000 words. This is absurd. He took a whole year to write it. So, okay.
Well, if something attacks him, he can hit you. You can just swing that, take him out.
So next
True.
time one of these ghosts or your killer for the horror theme here comes at you, just smack him on the
Hit
head.
him with the book. That's right.
That's why we reach to the side and pull a knife.
Double purpose there.
Okay, here we go. We are going to share the spinning wheel of happiness one last time. Here we go. Spinning one more. Spinning and spinning.
Ding, 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 ding.
Spinning wheel of happiness. Who did it land on? Michael Schwartz.
Woo!
Michael Schwartz, you win a copy of Under the Watchful Moon by Amy, and I know I'm going to butcher your last name, Placco, I think. Placco? See, this is hard because it's A-L-C-O. This,
Kelso.
It looks like it's Kelso in the chat.
is it Kelso?
Yeah.
That's awesome. See,
She put it,
Kelso,
she put it in the chat. Kelso.
phonetics helps me. Amy's a new author to me. I haven't read her yet, so I'm super excited to read this. Michael, I know you're going to love it too. So we are done with our spinning wheel of happiness. We are just about out of time.
But
I'm so excited. Everybody came. This is so cool. Hold on. One last time. I got something else going on here. Hold on.
That third screen.
There it is. That last screen that, I almost forgot about, which is kind of important. If you want a book tonight, make sure you send your email. Send me an email with your mailing address to me by midnight tonight, or like in Chelsea's book, horrible things will happen to you. Actually, the horrible thing that will happen to you is you just won't get the book. I'll put it in rotation until next time.
Scary.
It is equally scary, actually. There's the email address. Send me your mailing address to claim your prize so I can put it in the mail to you. Regrettably, one of our authors from February 1st event did not send me their mailing address. So their book is going to go in rotation later in the month. So make sure. Last but not least, go to the website. Check out, I'm getting you in here. Check out our website. We have a pop-up bookshop that connects you to all of our authors all month long. All of their books, not just the books that they're reading from this month, but all of the books in their catalogs are available on our website. We're not doing sales, the authors are doing sales, but if you click on the book cover, it's going to take you directly to that author's website or buy link, and you can buy the author's books directly. If you've already got one of their books, or you buy it through Amazon or another third-party seller, not direct from the author, click on the author's name in our online bookshop. They'll send you this. It's a limited edition book plate. They're numbered. The authors will sign them and inscribe them, and on the back they have little double sticky things that you can put in the inside cover of the book that you got during festival. Always remember this one. Oh, there you go. I think I hit everything. Kate, Andrew, did I miss anything?
no, you went right where I hoped you went, to the pop-up market. This is a great opportunity for you to read other authors. This is a great opportunity if you're a reader to get in the middle of a whole lot of fun. And there's tons of fantastic authors out there that are going to be showcasing all month. And I think that you should all read Andy, Christopher, and Chelsea so that you won't sleep tonight, and then you'll read somebody else's book during the night, right?
Yeah, that's
There you go.
an excellent idea. An
Actually,
excellent
Chelsea,
idea.
I had a quick question for you. The Midnight Man, is he cute? Because he sounds like a date with Sean Penn.
Well, he's like a shadow figure, so I guess if you get close enough, you're probably dead. So
Tall, dark, and handsome.
there you go.
Like-
Tall, dark, and do we know if he's handsome?
He's got 2 out of 3.
There you go. I wouldn't want to get close enough to find out.
It's like me, tall, dark, and handsome.
Tall,
Oh,
dark, and
I love-
deadly in the chat. I
That's
like that.
Thanks
I like
everybody for coming out tonight. I hope you guys are enjoying this wacky new format. We're gonna do it. How many more times? 25 more times? 27 more times? Something like that. 27 more times for the rest of the month. Plus, we've got these 6 really great workshops. I hope you guys come back. Check our Facebook page for other fun stuff that's going on, because we're giving away stuff on the Facebook page too. We just got, the authors have been so generous. We are giving away over 110 books this month alone, and they're free. Why not? Tell your friends, tell your family. Tomorrow night, join us again. We're coming back. Throw it up on your smart screen. Gather the family around. We're having a blast. Come on back. Chelsea, Andy, Christopher, thank you very much for reading. Andrew,
Thank you.
Kate, thank you as always for being my backup sanity. I appreciate it. And we will see you all again here tomorrow night. Good night.